Becca, okay. Kneel place. Oh, you look so uncomfortable. All right, so I'm gonna have Becca out just because I know she wants to get up and move around. So for leash walking, what I'm looking for is, come here, Becca, let's go. Come on. Is, I'm so you can see, oh, you're so short. Is your dog, sit, good. Is your dog level with your left leg? So I want the dog to be level or behind and never ahead. Anytime your dog is ahead, I'm going to use leash pressure backwards and usually a little bit of spatial pressure. So I just kind of turn into them a little bit to get them back behind. And I make a point to reinforce that I never want my dog going up ahead of me. I feel like once they're up there, they're not engaged with me definitely because they're sitting and doing their other thing. They're not going to pick up on any types of changes that I make. If I change direction, if I stop, they're not going to see it. Becca, no. Come on. Good girl. Sit. Very good. I want the leash to be short but loose. So the only time there should be tension is if I am manipulating where my dog is, but I like the leash to be shorter. That was what you said. I like the leash to be loose for comfort. I don't want there to be tension. If we come up to something that might be a trigger for your dog, I don't want to immediately tighten up. I just want to make sure that the leash is already appropriate length so that I don't have to do any of those things. When you start anticipating your dog being vocal or rude or whatever on leash, then that sometimes will translate down to the dog and get them upset. For on leash, very strict with how I want them. If we are off leash, I don't necessarily need the dog to be right here by my side. I want the e-collar to be a sense of freedom and they should be able to move around. I just want to make sure that my dog is staying with me. They're not running off or they're not doing their own thing. They can kind of sniff around and do circles around me. That's okay. I like to make it a point to have my dog check in with me every couple of strides. So if we're walking and they go and they sniff something, I'll say, Becca, come, good girl, and then, okay, let her go back to it. And that goes back to having varying rewards to build excitement in your dog coming to you, so they get excited to come check in with you. And then once you kind of create that habit of them coming and checking in with you, it keeps them at a good radius of where they need to be with you, and it becomes habit for them to come stay by you and come check in and remain with you and engage with you and seeing where you're going, if you're going in a different direction, if you change direction, things like that. But yeah, if we're on the leash, I want them right here by my side, staying with me. Nice, short, but loose leash. Let's go is the command. I start walking and I will send specific videos over that. Okay, even though they're not in command. For the recall, I don't have Becca's e-collar right now, so I'm not gonna show it, but I will share specific videos of that. So I'm sorry, these videos, there's so much happening outside the window, so I'm getting distracted. When we put the e-collar on, and I don't remember everything that's in the video with Alvin, which is the one I'm gonna send about the e-collar. We wanna make sure sizing wise, we want it to be either off to the side on the top of the neck or off to the side on the bottom of the neck. So we never want it directly on their esophagus, this body part, or just on the top of their neck, just kind of on these little muscles that are on the sides of their necks. Hi.